Good morning, welcome to Pieces, Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint the pieces. I'm a little late today. I was trying to get everything ready, but I've got a lot going on right now, which is great. It's very busy. It's pretty awesome. And sometimes not so awesome, but mostly awesome. But I got a lot of stuff done. While we started, while we were, in between, and now we're back. So, it's a fun show. If you've never watched your show before, I just basically paint stuff and respond to chats. It's exciting. Or at least sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not so exciting because we don't have a lot of people chatting. So if you're watching live, definitely throw out the chats. It definitely helps. It really does help you get it kind of keep going, and it keeps a rhythm to the show, which really helps. So we're kind of building a small community. We have people that pop in from time to time and stuff like that, and then our always amazing moderator who will probably be in here shortly, Sir McBeardsly Esq. Big shout out to him, as always. Is a lot of help keeping things going when there's nobody else to talk to, as well as moderating. Make sure nobody gets a little too out of hand. So anyway, that's all. That's what I got for that. That's the start of the show. If you like what you see, give us a like, subscribes. Those things help a lot. They do. Anyway, we're gonna shrink me down. Boop. There we go. And we'll turn on the open sign and start that music. Got it. I'm working on a new version of the sign. I also am mixing another song, which is part of why I was late today, because I was busy mixing music. Yeah, which is fun. It's a lot of fun, but it does kind of like consume you, and you kind of disappear into the sauce, so to speak. Speaking of sauce, I started yesterday stripping all those Space Marines. There's a couple of the down at the bottom. You can see some Scutari still. But this. Good morning, Mr. McBeardsly. Thank you, sir. Welcome. So anyway, we got a giant vat full of isopropyl alcohol and a bunch of models soaking in them. After they soak, they've got to be. Oh, that guy it's leaking a little bit. They've got to be, scrubbed down and then put back together, making sure everything is up to snuff. And then we'll come back through and we'll prime these guys and we'll be ready to go. From looking at them yesterday, looking at them today, there's a huge difference. But they're great. Here's the old ones. This was fun. My kids were cracking up about this today. So this is a new style Infernus Squad Marine. It's a Primaris Marine. This guy with his head falling off is an old school Space Marine. So the difference in the scale size is fun to see how much bigger they've made the product, because these are all regular Space Marines. The firstborn is what they call them. You got a couple little nips and stuff like that we gotta fix. And we'll fix all these on these guys too as we go through them and set these squads. So, but it's fun to kind of see the difference. Like that guy's got a bolt rifle versus this is a Stormguard veteran with a heavy bolt rifle. Huge difference in sizes. That was his gun. Oh. Anyway, enough of those guys. You can go over there. So Giant is on the way. The vote is that the Giant is going to be done on a tutorial vote, a tutorial kind of video, where it's going to be all one deal. So we're going to have to put the Samurai aside, and we're going to have to get busy on this guy, because that's what the channel did. I promised I have to do it. That's just how it goes. So I'll be working on that on the side. So kind of got to figure out what I wanted to look like exactly and get that started. But today we are working on this thing here. and her loveliness. So, I think what we need to do is I need to put just a tiny little bit of armor wash on this guy, this little thing here, just to give it some definition. We're probably gonna come back and add and put some more of that metallic on top. But for now, it needs. We're gonna paint it together. It needs just a little bit of this. We might even just be able to come through here and then wipe this off with one of our makeup sponges when it's done, and it'll be all set. This is a mix of a black oil paint and mineral spirits. It doesn't smell the greatest, but it's very useful. Ice Vietnamese coffee. Heck yeah. That's legit, my friend. That is legit. Have you been to Lee's? You've been to Lee's, right? Lee's sandwiches in the city. So good. The idea behind what we're doing here is just to give it some definition, so it doesn't look like it's just sitting there. Got your girlfriend to try it. That's funny. She didn't like it. She likes bitter. She likes it a little bit more bitter. It's totally fine. Man, so like their iced coffee is Vietnamese iced coffee, and it's ridiculous. Theirs is really good. I think they own like their own coffee, make like their own coffee bean and roasters and stuff like that. And it's pretty good. If you're ever out in the city and you're like, man, I want a Vietnamese coffee to go, or I can just walk in and grab one, that's the place to get them. Okay, so very gently, very, very gently, we're just going to come over the very tops of this. And it's like, it feels like you're taking away your work, but you're not. You're taking away the stuff that's on the very tops and trying to leave the stuff in the bottom and on the back. We're going to leave the stuff on the back. There we go. Yeah, that's much smoother. Much smoother. Now I'm still irritated with this hat. I still think it needs to be a little bit lighter on these sides here. I've been staring at it like off and on all day. Yeah, just straight up bitter ass cold brew. No milk, no nothing. Just going for it. Just gonna just take it down. I love it. I've done that before occasionally. I like espresso. I love an espresso shot. I find them very tasty. I don't actually need any of those brushes. I need this brush. It's over here. You were supposed to be with your brothers and sisters and you weren't. What were you doing? I'm tired. I ran around with those kids yesterday at practice. Really kicked my own butt. Which is, I mean, it's good for me, you know. chart pick. I'm gonna get this thing. I'll put this thing down. We can pull it up and look at it again later. Maybe tomorrow. So, did you see the vote? The vote was for what do you want to call it? How-to format or tutorial format kind of thing. I thought that was pretty neat. I think that's pretty cool that that's what people were kind of digging. This has just got to match her clothes. Shouldn't take too long to get this one done. We got all of the valleys fixed, so it should just be a quick pop through all this. Man, I do too. I kind of just because it's such a big. There's a lot of little details in there, and it should be fun to be able to just kind of hit the highlights of that one and just roll. It's prepped up too. Like it came mostly done. I had to strip it. I stripped it a long time ago with intention of getting it painted up and never got around to it. Well, those are keep threatening to do it, but she don't actually get around to that, you know. Just a little lighter, just a little lighter. We're just trying to do it in a few certain spots too. Like it's not the whole hat that needs it. It's just a few very important places. We've got to get this hat right. It's got to be right. If this hat's wrong, then I won't be able to send it till it's right. Feels like this transition right here is bad. It's what's wrong about the upcoming paint powder you go for this color? It's whining canvas. White girl stuff. That's funny. White girl stuff. Oh, that's good. Scam Likely is calling me. Still, I gotta get like a headset or something so I can listen. Should be able to just like listen to the actual show over my headset. Although it might be weird to hear my own voice. My own voice creeps me out. Well, I think a lot of people that's true for them. Like a lot of people, it's like, oh, my own voice is kind of not what I want. I don't want to hear my own voice. I've talked to several people that felt the same. They're like, ooh, yeah, I don't know if I want to hear my own voice. like on a regular. Oh, it's right here. That's where it is. You can tell this, when it dried, it just didn't. It didn't have enough color on it, enough pigment. Because in the end, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to add that pigment to it. I almost feel like the underneath of this should be this lighter blue. Yeah, because that's really going to help set off these crystals. And it'll make it look like it's glowing out from underneath her hat. Which will make a little bit more sense for the way she looks. We might have to readjust her face just a touch. Take away some of that excess blue on her face. But I like the idea these crystals are kind of making her shine and everything. I have to come back and do a little bit of dry brush or something on these crystals, or a little extra work with that pearl. Because in the game, it's like the crystals that make everything glow, or if, from what it looks like, crystals are the light source in this little particular area. I need to just try like a dry brush. Oh, I kind of want to have that more control. Hard choices. Blue flame candles and crystals. Mm-hmm. Looks like I missed them. I don't know if I actually did miss them or if like the picking didn't stay. But I don't know, we'll switch up brushes in a minute and get that fixed. I know I worked a lot on this silly crystal. Looks like I'm linking up with a place where I was already doing this idea. Just haven't quite gotten it all the way in. You 24 in. We're cruising. The edge of this hat is becoming as much fun as everything else. There's a whole lot going on here. You could kind of miss it if you didn't like look for it. If you just painted it, if you didn't sit here and look at the sides, you would totally miss out on some of these details. No, I haven't. Soccer has had me so busy. I'm hoping one of my boys will get one of their armies together so we can start playing over here. But it looks like I'm gonna have to
squad set long before they have anything ready. Because the idea was for them to fight, but they you know, kids are like that. They'll get excited about something for a little while, and then they kind of get not excited about it. Heck, there's adults that are like that. $36 packs. Wow. Yeah, you guys are getting into the Magic thing. Yeah, no, soccer is a massive passion of mine. I love it. I'm sore and I hurt a whole lot. Like my whole body is killing me today, but it's totally worth it. It was a blast. We learned some things. Finally got a couple of these guys really kind of moving in the right place and doing the right things. It's awesome. It's awesome. Working with kids is fun. A little bit more off of that. Off this top, maybe. Keep looking over there at it. It's starting to bother me. Take this a little bit more off this top. Yeah, yeah. Freaking magic is expensive. I don't know that it's any. I don't know that it's any cheaper than Warhammer, honestly. Or D&D. D&D can get very expensive depending on how you play it. That's why I got a 3D printer. Because I got a 3D printer. I can tell Games Workshop to stuff it. I have a 3D printer. Just kidding, Games Workshop. Please sponsor me. That'd be cool. Or Tacticus, I guess. If we ever get to the point where we're like doing ads and stuff. Selling promos. Honestly, who I'd really like to get is like paint companies and brush companies and stuff. That'd be cool. Because I got dreams to remember. Feeling rather musical this morning, I guess. We're doing a lot of singing. I see you. Here. You see the beast. You have it in your sights. Clear enough now, Miss Moneypenny. For this league, we're wrapping up at the end, the beginning of November. I think are our last games. But this team, I'm going to probably take indoor if they want to go. If I got enough parents that want to sign their kids up to do it. So we'll be, but that's a whole lot different deal because you stop doing practices. Really, you're just playing games on Saturdays, so it's not as big a deal. This last weekend, we had 2 games. For one team and another game for our sister team. So we were out at 3 football matches today. Or this week, I mean. And then I did a practice yesterday just to really wear them out. This is just pure straight up titanium white. Yeah. It definitely helps if you keep them, just to keep them sharp and keep them going, keep them their fitness level up too. Because like you stop playing, once you stop playing and you're sitting around through the holidays just mowing down at your family's house all winter long and not playing, you get out of shape and you kind of forget how to play, and it makes the spring season a whole lot more difficult. So it is way better to stay fresh. Just cruising right through. We're just adding this titanium white here to really help sell that glow, like they're bing, glowing. Might even come over it with just a little bit of a dry brush, like I said earlier, on the crystals, just to make them haze up a little bit whiter towards the edges. Although I might do that all by hand, which would be brutal, but it would look really good. Not quite picking out the way I wanted to. There we go. Okay, real brush here. Ah. So, if A is true, then B has to be. Make sure that's the right color. Soften up a little bit. Heard some strange sounds coming from my living room. But and the dog have a very special relationship, and it is odd. Try to catch that crystal, the light of that crystal on her forehead. Probably. Yeah, I really enjoy teaching. I liked teaching when I was in culinary school. And I like teaching kids how to play this game. It's fun. I don't really play as much anymore as I used to, which is good because like I'd kill myself out there on the field right now. Izzy will chase broccoli. Broccoli will try to chase Izzy. It's twice their size. Yeah, that's the good stuff. This is kind of like that, except for like this is a pit bull, a blue pit to be exact, a big dog, and a really rambunctious cat. And I don't know if the dog like considers it her boyfriend or her child or what, but she tolerates stuff from that cat that is insane. You're just now tuning in. We're doing a few touch-ups. Nothing too serious. Just trying to smooth some stuff out, make sure it looks right. Because I think I am going to make it where you can take your hat off. I'm going to leave the hat separate. A couple places down here we got to fix. Little splatter there. Splatter there. Australian Silver vodka, yeah. All the time, I imagine. Add a little Winsor Blue to these crevices, and then just kind of bringing it down where I feel it's appropriate for these little things. The real ruffles, I guess. Pieces to the border of the skirt. I was thinking about just leaving it that gray color, but then I decided I didn't like it. And it would be a chance if you wanted to play around and add some different kinds of colors to it, you could. I don't know how far we plan on really messing with it, but we're gonna at least do the edges, and this hem really needs to kind of be done up right here. Not that anybody's going to pick her up, but because we're going to glue her to that base. Let that down just a little bit more. There we go. Starting to take care of what we wanted to. I think I might move down a brush. Okay, 5. Now I can do 5. Let's see. Yeah, we'll take this. 5. This is a 5/0. Probably should have done this earlier, but like I said, I was thinking about just kind of leaving it. I kind of liked the gray at first, but now as things have developed, I've decided it needs to be blue, in keeping with everything else. Also give us a chance to kind of fix up some of these other spots on this hem as we work through here. Oh yeah, no, you should totally be able to change your mind. I definitely agree. Nothing wrong with that. Plus, this is really gonna. I think this is really gonna finish this dress off for us. Make it look more. It'll look less like paint and more intentional art. I don't know that I'm going all the way into this back here. I guess we should. There's a lot back here that's never going to get seen. Probably should have done our tests back here, honestly. I already kind of knew it was going to work. I just, you know, definitely needed to get it going and see it. What you guys don't see when you're not here watching it go is that, like, I'll sit in this chair and I'll stare at this thing and I'll fret about it for like hours on end. Well, maybe not hours. Minutes on end. I do have a lot of shit going on. The point being is I spend a lot of time going over the work. And it's something that everyone should do. You should be able to go over your work and kind of say, okay, well, we need to improve that. We need to get better here. That needs work. That needs work. Try not to let her face plant right in the palette, you know. That'd be funny. And it's seriously not funny all at once. I mean, I'd laugh. Some other people might go, my old hands, sometimes I just drop stuff. That's why I'm always kind of paranoid about it. Like, oh gosh. I should probably paint with a palette in a different place, but what are you going to do? Yeah, we're definitely talking Cult of the Unseen Payne here. All this needs to just be dark blue, though. Never gonna see it, 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 never gonna see it. I wonder if back to Fallout. I wonder if Fallout got its power armor ideas from. Oh, yeah. Definitely a little bit, and they all got that stuff from, you know, stormtroopers. Really, they started evolving the idea of an army with, you know, that kind of technology, and it just starts. You start getting back into Star Wars and the stormtrooper look, where they look menacing. Heck, probably even before that. They stole a little bit from Cylons in Battlestar Galactica, and they kind of took theirs for a little bit from Star Wars too, though. So I mean, again, you're back to how Star Wars changed things, and the guard is basically the Space Marines from Alien. When you look at them, they look just like that. I guess nowadays you could say Halo, but Halo took all their stuff from Alien, or well, Aliens, but whatever. Talking deep here. This is kind of why I left it alone, because I was like, man, most of this stuff you're never gonna see. This stuff back here needs to get toned way down. back to the 3-0 now, by the way. For those keeping track at home. But yeah, the original Cylons from Battlestar Galactica look a lot like the the power armor in Fallout. And Fallout's main gimmick has always been taking a little bit from, you know, pop culture and that sort of stuff. It's always been like that. Section's in trouble. Some of this. I really need more paint in here too. That's what I get for thinking I was gonna let myself like get away with not doing it right. Like, nah, we'll just leave it alone. It's not even really gonna get seen. Don't worry about it. Nah. Oh no. Oh no. We gotta make sure it's right. Well, the Spartans was what makes them different. They gave them, you know, cybernetics and stuff like that. But it even pulls a little bit from the stormtrooper idea. Yeah. You really start looking into it, you start seeing where everything kind of repeats itself a little bit. It's like even the Flood are kind of like the same concept, just a little bit different than the Xenomorph. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, they took all that stuff from Warhammer. The original Halo was those guys were definitely trying to pay some homage to all their favorite sci-fi tropes and stuff, which, you know, is really cool, honestly. But you definitely, if you know what they are, you're gonna be like, oh, that's where they took that from. That's where they took that from. And you got a choice to make. You can either be mad about it, or you can be like, oh, that's really cool, and enjoy the nod. I enjoy the nod. I like that they do it. And they're like, hey, look, yeah. More straight up gray plastic right here. That's much better. I don't know, trying to do this fold early was when it was off would have been any helpful. This thing's pretty smashed in there. Trying to see if we can't get a little bit more on there. It's not easy. So small the space, so tight. Okay. Alright, back over to our 5/0, finishing out trim again. I knew we were going to be long today. Yeah, well, and you can get, I know what you meant, genetic soldiers. And you can go into there's other things that had genetic soldiers in, writing and stuff like that. So they take a lot of, like Star Wars, the stormtroopers are actually based off Sardaukar from the Dune books. There's a lot of Dune in Star Wars. There's a lot of Dune in really most modern sci-fi in general. But Warhammer has a lot of Dune. And some Starship Troopers. Robert Heinlein, I think that's the author there. If you don't know Frank Herbert's work and you haven't read it, then you would miss a lot of the other references that aren't even Dune references. They're just Frank Herbert references. There's lots of 80s references in Warhammer, from 80s pop icons and stuff like that, popular culture stuff, like Sly Marbo. Sly Marbo is Warhammer's version of Rambo. He's a Catachan jungle fighter, and it's pretty funny. He's able to kill whole fleets of Xenos by himself and stuff like that. And he's a human, just a plain old normal guardsman. But he's the most amazing guardsman of all time, or whatever. Yeah. Fluff. this all lit up. That definitely needs to be way darker. Back to the 3. Cool thing about this is since it's already highlighted pretty well, we should just kind of be able to pull some paint down over it. As long as we spread it out properly. There we go. Yeah, Slide Marbo is fun. Gazgul, Althraka is yeah, that's better. All right, back to our 5-0. Hopefully to finish this trim. Yeah, that looks way better. Oh my gosh. Check, make sure. See, oh, I still got this one weird dot. Can't quite get it to go away. That right there, I'll do that. Alright, you sit over here, that lady. Okay, it's pretty much good. 5-0. I'm going to make these ones that are up at the edge a little bit more of this reflective and a lot less of the dark blue. I could do this with dry brush. Let me see. Yeah, we'll do this where it should work. Be a lot faster. At least for these ones that are in the tips. It's also going to kind of help us get it'll look a little bit silvery on the hat. It gives a little bit of that magical energy feel. Yeah, we're just going to dry brush this whole thing. It's going to be great. Paying special focus to these tips. Get over here. Get over there. Jade, when your lids don't want to go on right. Try this. Speaking of Fallout, I want season 2 already. Yeah. I don't even think we finished season 1 yet. We're still working our way through it. Yeah, I like that. The blue kind of on the inside, silver on the top. That's gonna look good. I use silver, it's pearl, but whatever. Feels like we spent a lot of extra time painting things we didn't have to paint, but that's alright. Those highlights are probably actually helping us, to be honest. Yeah, you can see where they're really helping those edges stand out. While we get the rest of it, tone the rest of that down, make it a little bit brighter look. that's gonna look great. Okay. Holy moly. Ladies and gents. Oh, I did want to fix these candles. That is something. Okay, you need to go somewhere safe. You need to get glued on. This is gonna get a little funky. When we did our OSL here, you can kind of see where the candles don't quite have it right. This light is shining down. Right on those guys. There we go. Here we go. All right. Big moment. Come here, my lovely. Okay. She's down on there now. Just has to finish drying. Where'd that hat go? All the way back there. Alright. It's going to take a while for it to dry. Let's go ahead and pull me out. And yeah, let me be as big as possible. And there she be, in all her fine glory. such a great model. Great piece. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Golly. 30 episodes. She's awesome. I can't wait to put her in the spin. She's gonna look great. I'm so excited. Anyway, awesome. Well, that was cool. We were a whole half an hour over. Look at that. That's great. Anyway, well, that was the final episode for Ranni. We are on to the next thing. I'm going to put up a poll today to start figuring out what we're going to do next on the live show. Yeah, thank you. So we'll do that. We'll get. I'll put a poll up, figure out what we're gonna do next, and then I guess we'll start prepping that, and then we're off to the races. So we like one piece, and then we're gonna go back. I have some more. I got 2, maybe 3 more Elden Ring pieces I need to do, and then that's it. But I gotta print those, so we still need to print them and fix them. So we got like a couple of days where we can do another piece, especially like if we end up doing them Space Marines or something. Those are already ready to go, so there's not a lot of prep involved. We can just paint them, so that's fun. That's easy. But anyway, I'll throw a couple things up on the deal, things I kind of want to paint, and then I'll let you guys figure out which ones you want to see, and we'll go from there. Anyway, this has been Pieces of Pat Paints. I'm Pat. Thank you all so much for coming to see me, watching this great journey. She's been amazing. I'm glad she's done. I'm kind of sad she's leaving, but that's just normal. That's normal feelings. That's normal feelings. Yeah, I'll put something up here pretty quick about what we can work on, because I got a couple things around here that need to be done. So anyway, that's gonna be me and Sir McBeardsly for the day. We're gonna sign on out of here. Anybody who's sitting around listening, or anybody coming in after the fact, listening to what we've been talking about in between. We're going to get out of here. So you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we're going to talk to you later.